it was at the beginning. I didn't know how to do anything.
Right.
But I remember
Right.
like walking home with a waterlogged board that probably weighed 40 pounds at that point, and just holding it and being like, I want this forever.
Right.
Like,
Welcome to Skate Mansfield.
What's up, everyone? Happy Go Skateboarding Day! What? Woo! Oh yeah, dude. Oh dude, yeah. What's up? I'm BJ Price,
And I'm Adam McElroy.
and we're here to talk skateboarding because
That's what we love, man.
we love skateboarding.
That's what we love.
Man,
And you don't get enough skateboarding content.
of course not.
Because, honestly, I mean, we've talked about it. There's only shout out the 9 Club. We're going to shout them out all the time.
Yeah, because they're the gold standard.
I don't know any other skate podcasts. And I feel bad saying that. But, I legitimately know 0 others.
That's true. I've passed by them, but I don't know
I haven't
them.
even seen them.
Oh, I mean, I take that back. Hawk versus Wolf.
Well, okay, yeah, that's
I
fair.
watch / listen to that all the time.
I actually wanted to say, just so you guys know, to kind of get a little vibe of who we are, this is a very low-level Hawk versus Wolf type scenario.
Yeah, kind of.
He's Tony. I'm very much Jason.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
There's a lot,
we could
dude.
tie in
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot.
You're gonna shave your head and just tattoo it up.
I might, dude. I might. It
you
depends
remember-
on how successful we get. That's up to you guys.
Did you see back when Jason was on what was it? It wasn't Lithium. What am I thinking? It's on Faction when it was on Sirius XM, and when he was getting his head tattooed, they were asking him progressive questions from 1st grade to 5th grade.
Oh, no.
And he's trying to answer them while he's getting his head tattooed.
No way.
I don't know. That was some great content.
Yeah, I'm
there.
good
Made-
on all that.
made me giggle,
I
so-
will not get a head tattoo. I have thought about hand tattoos and neck tattoos.
Okay.
But again,
like throat neck or side
neck for sure.
neck.
Side
Okay.
neck. Because I can't do throat neck because I can't do a turtleneck.
Oh,
If anything's close right here, I
Yeah.
start to freak out. Fun fact.
interesting.
But so
know
I
that.
definitely couldn't do a needle right there. But yeah, I want to get hand tattoos and neck
Okay.
tattoos, which I'm very usually against.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna have day jobs by the end of this. Give it a year or two.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. Love you guys.
Woo. Come on.
And if that's the case, neck
Tattoo happens. So the moment you stop regular job working, neck tattoo happens.
I wouldn't say the moment I stop because I am a little more responsible than that.
Okay.
But I would say about 5 minutes after I stop.
Okay. That's pretty quick. But
Yeah.
we'll take. Do you already have that in mind? What you're gonna get?
No, I don't have anything specific for the neck. I've actually already thought about. I've thought about doing something on my finger or right here.
Okay.
On
I
my
see a
hand.
lot of those that are right there.
Yeah. And I want to do one, but I mean, I guess we'll go off on a tangent. That's what we're gonna do on this show
Yeah.
quite a bit.
That's what we do.
My favorite phrase ever, you've probably heard me say it a million times, it's very simple.
Is what it is.
It's 2 words. No, that is a good one, though.
That's one you say a lot.
And yeah, we differ in that one,
Yeah.
but is just do better.
Oh, I remember you talking
Yeah,
about that.
do better
Yeah.
is means a lot to me. And I really
How
thought
about one more?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really thought about getting it tattooed here.
Okay.
And I was thinking about doing it on my right hand, but I didn't want to shake people's hand.
It'd be too bad.
Yeah, and they look down and see that because I'm like, that's really rude.
Or you hold their hand too long and just make eye contact,
Look
and just
at it.
and you just keep turning your
Yeah.
hand so they
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
So we love skateboarding.
We do.
As you can tell, I've broken lots of boards. These are some of them that I've decided to make into art. I have been skating. Oh my goodness. I made this drop for it and I didn't want to miss the wrong one, but I've been skating since.
It's 1999, baby.
Shout out to Limp Bizkit.
We also never started the timer. That's on par for this show. You'll figure that out. And all of our other shows, by the way.
Very true. Stay tuned. We'll tell you all about them. Oh,
Yes.
also stay tuned for the end. We are going to give something away.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
A very fun thing.
So yeah, I've been skating since 1999. I was 15. I started in the 97, 98. I watched a mini documentary on YouTube on how crazy popular rollerblading was.
No,
and I was
You didn't watch that
swept.
in 97.
No,
Not on
not
YouTube.
in 90. No, I just recently watched
Okay.
it. Sorry.
Okay. I was
I was
dude,
just
I'm a nerd. YouTube came out in 2005. Come on, dude.
No, I recently watched this mini documentary about the rise and fall of rollerblading.
Right.
And I
Foot booting?
Yeah. when they were talking about when it was at its height, I was swept in it, man.
Dude, it was great, man. What were those twins' named? The Japanese twins?
Takashi twins, or
it's not Takashi. You're thinking Takashi 6ix9ine, and I like the way your mind went, but that's not correct.
What were their names?
Tanaka. That's probably not right either.
Yeah, we're terrible.
We have a laptop.
There's these two. There were these twins who were in the X Games, and the doubles rollerblading was next level. Dudes back in 97, 98 doing flat spin 1080s. Are you kidding me?
I'm also typing left-handed. Don't judge.
You're doing great, man. Keep it up. And it keeps freaking out. Look at those blades that just popped up.
Yeah.
Those off-roaders, baby.
Well, it's pulling up Japanese blades, but like I wanted the skaters, not the skates.
10 best roller blades for 2022. Is it coming back? Is it something
Kawashima?
Okay.
Kawashima?
You
in
could
2016?
say, yeah, that's it.
Is that the right guy, though?
I don't know.
I feel like they're not going to be... Dude, you got to think, they're probably...
Oh, gosh. Yeah, they were...
I mean, they're in their 40s at least, right?
Yeah, they had to have been a little older than us. But we'll have to post at some point that everybody remembers the crash heard around the world.
Yes.
Where they miscalculated, and they were opposite ends when you're on a half pipe. And they went up, did their trick, and as they came down, and they were supposed to cross, but they got their mixed signals. And the one brother was older and much bigger, and the younger brother was very small. He just freight trained him, man.
Yeah.
It was bonkers.
It's crazy.
And it was terrifying because, like, he dropped like a rock.
Yasutoko.
Oh, there you go.
That's what it is.
I would have never remembered that.
Me either.
But I remember that kid dropped like a rock, and his brother like flipped over, but like got to him real quick and tried to pick him up, and everybody's like, no, don't touch him. Like, you could have broken him.
Right.
But I just remember that was nuts.
That was back in the day. I mean, it's weird watching old skate videos or inline videos, X Games videos, whatever. Because like the first thing people did in the 90s when you hit your head was sit you up and like start to smack you awake.
Yeah.
like
either smack you or be like, shh, he's sleeping, let him sleep.
Right. It was all bad.
I think they talk about that a lot on Hawk versus Wolf about like skate doctors.
Yeah.
Dude, we were the worst when our friends got hurt. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll tell a story one day of a half pipe disaster that we had where we played skate doctor and it didn't go well.
Well, I guess we could kind of get into it there. You were talking about you skating. I think I started right around the same time, like 98 probably. But I was only like 7.
Right, you're younger than I am.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it didn't hit me till I was 99. I was 15.
But that goes to show like how big the culture was at the time, how big the X Games were, because it was hitting me as a 7-year-old, you as a high schooler, and then it was just crazy because it's interesting because we're very different in basically every aspect of skating. You like vert and park and stuff, and I'm a street skater. That's what I always did.
I'll shred a mini ramp all day, man.
Yeah, I like mini ramps too.
I love mini ramps.
But I mean ledges mainly are my favorite thing. Ledges, boxes.
I always I remember too vivid in my brain is when I would go to do a grind when I was learning nose grinds and stuff, and I would stick on like a curb or something, and I hit the curb with my cheekbone a couple of times. And I just remember I'm just like, just give me a rail that slides, please. Right.
Well, yeah, that's we said it in the trailer. If you guys watch the trailer, skating hurts.
Sure does.
It definitely does, but it kind of separates the men from the boys, for lack of a better term. I know it's 2022, probably shouldn't say that now, but
it really does, because I've seen people get the perfect example. I went to skate at the Worcester Park. It was probably a year. It was right when the remaster of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater came out
a couple years ago.
Yeah, so I was at the Worcester Park, and there was a dad there with a very young kid who's got the pads on and stuff, and I'm just kind of rolling around just doing some stuff, and I'm watching that kid, and he is eating it on everything he does, like hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
how old is he?
The kid had to have been 5, 6.
I was gonna say because at a certain age you're rubber, like your bones aren't even hard yet or anything.
But I mean the way this kid was falling, like I saw him fall perfectly, like near like the wood. They have the Woodward ramps over there in Worcester, where it's got it's the like skate light with the metal at the bottom. It's not skate light, but it's got the metal part to go onto the ramp, and I saw that kid like eat it like into the metal part, like the corner of the metal part. Kid just hopped up and went, and I just kind of I rolled over to his dad, and I'm just like, man, he's getting it,
right?
And he's like, we got Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and he said he wanted a board,
awesome.
So here we are. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
I'm like, that's great that brings
Right.
I mean, I'm sure Pro Skater got a lot of people to start skating.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, like even me just watching skate videos. I have a daughter who's 4. And she specifically requested a skateboard for her birthday.
So nice.
So we got her a skateboard. Cheap Walmart one, obviously, because she's 4. But she's super hyped. She was talking about it with my mom yesterday, how
awesome.
she's excited to go out and skate and everything. And, yeah, it's just something that it's interesting because it either grabs you or it doesn't.
That's very true.
It's either like, well, I don't really care. That's kind of cool. Or it's like, what in the world are they doing? This is crazy. Yeah. Because, like, for me, I always liked, fun fact, I always liked gymnastics and physics and flipping and kind of things like that.
You ever done a backflip?
Oh, yeah. I used to be in gymnastics, bro. We talked about it, yeah.
I don't remember this, but I've always wanted to do a backflip, never did one.
Yeah. Well, I was in gymnastics for a long time when I was younger. I mean, it wasn't anything major. But when I would play with, like, my G.I. Joes or my action figures, I wouldn't, like, set them up to battle like everybody else.
Yeah.
I would literally just flip them. Like, I've just always been fascinated with flips and spins and everything like that. Like, when I was a kid, me and my mom would watch, like, figure skating. I don't care about figure skating.
I loved watching figure skating with my grandma.
But it's fun to watch. And I will still, every year, watch the gymnastics and everything just because it's interesting. But that's what grabbed me to skateboarding because it's like, looking at it on a surface level, you're like, that's interesting and it's kind of crazy, like whatever. But then when you really think about it, like, how is he getting that to stick to his feet?
Yeah.
How is he getting that to flip exactly how he wants it?
Oh, yeah.
Every time on wheels, riding away, 10 feet in the air, whatever it is, doing literal flips, like, whatever it is, McTwists, all that kind of stuff.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm trying to think of exactly what grabbed. I just remember getting, I snagged a Walmart board. I remember what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't remember what it said or anything on it, but I do remember what it looks like. But I remember just kind of screwing around with it and then just being in love with that. And I'll never forget walking home, like me and my buddy Tony, shout out to Tony. We were somewhere where there was a pool, and we were skating the board into the pool and just jumping in and trying to ollie in, and it was at the beginning. I didn't know how to do anything, but I remember like walking home with a waterlogged board that probably weighed 40 pounds at that point, and just holding it and being like, I want this forever. I want whatever this feeling is that I've got right now. I want it to never stop.
Well, and another cool thing that you do when you kind of first start skating, well, again, for me, because, so I guess I don't know if you went through this or not. Because I started again when I was like 7 or 8 years old, so I'm a kid. Like, I'm a child.
Very young.
So we would have, and I'm sure you did it a little bit, but we would have decks, just plain decks or whatever, and we'd take them on the trampoline.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we did that once or twice.
Yeah, but like now that I'm thinking about it, as a 15, 16-year-old, I probably would do it maybe once or twice, but whatever. But as a 7-year-old, that's how I learned how to shove, how to kick flip, how to do... I mean, I was doing, like, Christ air, like 540 flips and stuff, which obviously you'd never do on the ground, or I wouldn't, because I was a street skater.
We wouldn't, but they exist.
Yeah, but, like, that's just how you learn a lot of stuff, how you learn a lot of control, and that's something I did a lot, was just on the trampoline, especially in the winter. Oh, it was so great.
Yeah,
so great.
We didn't do a whole lot of that. I don't know. We did a lot of like just having the deck on like the carpet and stuff, and trying to do as many like the biggest number shove it you could. And we went down my basement stairs, which is really dumb. but it had like carpet on them. It wasn't like carpeted stairs, but there was carpet in the middle. And we're like, okay, stay in the middle.
90s style.
Yeah, you could just go down the stairs.
Right.
And I have lots of footage of me eating it super hard, broken toes and stuff. Because right at the bottom of those stairs was a cement wall. And
sounds about right.
But no, we thought it through.
Yeah,
we put a couch cushion there.
There
we
you
were
go.
good. I mean, the couch cushion only sat about this high, so your face still hit the wall. But
that just means the board didn't break or the wall didn't break. I had the luxury though when I was a kid. Like my parents always worked late, so I couldn't go home after school.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go to like a daycare or whatever. And eventually I aged out of the daycare I was at.
Mm-hmm.
So I started going over to my best friend's house after school, like riding the bus with him, getting off at his house. And we'd hang out till 5, 6 o'clock, whatever, till my parents got me. And I had the benefit of that because 5 days a week we would go home and skate.
Oh,
that's all we would do. Because we're 7 or 8. We would skate from like 3 to 5. And then this is how old and young at the time we were. SpongeBob just came out.
Oh, okay.
And we would go at 5 o'clock, watch SpongeBob for, I think, either 1 or 2 episodes. And then dinner was at either 5:30 or 6. I don't remember. And then by then, my parents would be there after that.
Yeah.
But that's what we would do. Skate 2 hours a day. We would watch skate videos. We would get on AOL Instant Messenger. Skate Duffel 88. That was my first username. Shout out Corey Duffel. But yeah, basically what we're saying is we're very old guys in the game.
Still love it, dude.
And yeah, the skill for me has completely diminished. We're trying to get that back. You'll probably see some videos of that a little bit here and there.
It's exciting, man. I'm pumped to, like, I was just looking up I'm trying to get blunt disasters back, blunt rock fakies basically.
Yeah.
I want to get those back. I watched a video and I made a list. Like, these are the tricks that I'm going to learn this year.
Yeah.
And it's just nice because, I mean, when I started, all I did was, how you come out, like a lot of times when you come out of your garage, there's just this little crack there, right there. I spent hours and hours a day. I'd come home, I'd grab my board, and I would just try to ollie that out of the garage. And I'd do that forever. And once I got that, I like put a towel there. I rolled up a towel. And
try to gap it.
Yeah. Because then it wouldn't, like I had more confidence to like do that, because if you landed on the towel, you kind of rolled off the towel or something.
Right.
You didn't eat it as hard as if you had something there that would catch your wheels or anything. So, but I just remember I did that forever. My dad helped me build, it was like a pyramid, but it was part of a pyramid. We had a platform at the top, and I had 2 ramps up to it. It almost had a hip, because I think we added a hip. We had 3, one all the way across, so I could try to come up and manual across and stuff. We made it way too high.
Oh, of course.
But it made me learn a little bit more. So, but yeah, I mean, ever since, and I've loved it. I did take a break, kind of when my kids were super young, and I just couldn't go. I remember back then, because I could only skate on my birthday and Father's Day.
Yeah,
those are the 2 days that I'm like, what do you want for Father's Day? I'm like, I want to go skate. That's all I want. I want nothing. They're like, well, you don't want to do this? No. I want to go skate.
Right. Like, that's my day. I want to go skate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, what was it? Last year? I think it was last year. Either last year or the year before, I got to spend the whole day at Dublin Skate Park. And, I mean, I tore it up all day. I landed so much stuff that I'm just like, I'm going to try this. And after 3 tries, I'd get it.
There you go.
I had a Caballero disaster that I landed.
Okay.
I was just going off. And everybody there, super hyped on everybody.
Right.
And actually, that's a good segue, because, Adam, we need to go back to the basics.
It's time to go back to the basics.
I also, if you know anything about our other podcast, I like making bumpers like that. It's fun.
He's very good at it.
It's whatever. But what I want to talk about is actually, like, kind of the first thing that I think you really need to know in skate, if you go to a skate park, is skate etiquette. Knowing what it is, because I see a lot of kids who come to the park and everything, very young kids. I mean, this goes if you have a scooter or if you have a bike or anything. Young kids just go because they see play. And at a playground, you play, and you just go wherever, and getting in people's way isn't as big of a deal because there's not much going on.
Yeah, there's not like 100, 200-pound flying missiles running around the playground usually. So
I think a good tip is that I try to tell anybody that's been in my skate class and stuff, I try to explain to them that it's super important for you to just kind of roll around. See which way people are going. If they're going this way, don't go this way.
Right.
You know, if they're going vertical, don't go horizontal. I mean, it's you know, you have to.
It kind of plays along with that, but it's something that you wouldn't think of, and it's like kind of like respect people's lines.
Oh yeah.
So what I mean by that is, like you said, kind of roll around, get a vibe for it at first, but while you're kind of checking out the park, checking out things you want to hit or whatever, like you said, pay attention to what people are doing, and then kind of look out for where people are starting.
Oh, yeah.
Because generally speaking, I mean, the park is open. You can do whatever, but most parks are made to be ridden in a certain, not necessarily direction, but a kind of a certain direction.
There's a flow to every park is usually how they're designed. And a lot of times I'll grab, like when I go with some of these kids in my class and stuff, or even my own kids, I like kind of grab them and I pull them back when they're getting ready to go. And I think, I'm like, no, watch. Look where he's coming from.
Right.
And if you watch him just try something once, you'll be like, okay, so he's going that way, and I can go that way once he tries it.
Right.
Or something. So I mean, being able to know where it is, and it gives you time to really feel like I've seen too many kids get hurt immediately at the park because you know, maybe they're used to a quarter pipe, so then they go to try to rip something off on a quarter pipe that maybe has way more vert or is more mellow, and they're not ready for it, and they usually I've seen kids just go straight into it. I've seen kids just shoot out and bonk their head.
I've actually done that. There was I think it was it's not Shelby, maybe Mount Gilead. Did Mount Gilead have a park?
I remember them.
Like
I think they had one, like a really old one that was.
I think it was Mount Gilead.
Hit us up if you remember that, because I think there was. I think we took like a trip through the church there once, and it had a cool spine, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like a 4-foot spine or something.
Yeah.
So my buddy, we were just doing basically a game of skate, and he went off the side of it, not off the top, but off the side.
Did he early grab, or did he just like kind of launch off?
No,
it
did like a front side 180 or something, like something kind of basic. We were young, and so I go and I'm like, easy front side 180s. I got those all day, and I wasn't familiar with the spine. Yeah, and I went too far up the spine. I didn't go out enough. I went up, and I just went straight up and then came straight back down on my tailbone. Oh. Dude, it hurt so bad, straight on the concrete and everything.
Oh, that's awful. Here's my fun spine injury. Not my spine, but having an injury on a spine. Holy buckets. So I built a half pipe in my parents' backyard, and the first generation of it, it was a 32-inch tall one side. It went over to the other side that was a 32-inch tall. It's 8 foot wide, so 2 4-foot sections that are 32-inch tall. On that back end, there's 32-inch tall, and then there's a 4-foot. Has a little bit of vert. And then you come across from where the 4-foot was, I had a 32-inch spine that went over to a 6-foot quarter pipe.
Jeez, you had it made, dude.
And so I'm learning going over the spine, like going up to tail stall on the spine, over the spine, rock to fakie on the 6-foot, and then I would bonk, like fakie bonk disaster and come over. And I remember one time I was going way too fast and I wasn't paying attention. I went to do the fakie bonk and everything just shot out. There was no bonk, and I didn't know what happened. And I came out to where I landed right on my chest on the spine.
And
it was game over. It was
fold around the spine.
And I kind of peeled myself off of it and rolled to the flat, and I was there for a good while. I bruised all of my ribs that time.
So I know we're talking about kind of park etiquette, but I want to kind of piggyback off that too, because you had a mini ramp, a half pipe, spine, all this kind of stuff in your backyard. That's awesome. What I had was a wooden railroad tie.
Oh, those are perfect.
That I nailed sheet metal aluminum to the side so I could
aluminum.
I think it was aluminum, yeah, because
it
bent.
Last long.
Yeah, it bent real easy. But dude, I was like 8.
Yeah.
And it was just whatever we had in the garage. I don't think I asked to use it. But what I'm saying is, you could go from like that kind of park, or like a real park or a backyard park, or you can skate around a parking lot. You can find like even what I did in my driveway, speaking of the little bump at the end.
Yeah.
So at the end of the garage, we had gravel.
Oh.
So we couldn't skate. It's like, so I could only skate in the garage for a long time. And it happened to work out that my dad had like a 4x4 piece of, not plywood, like particle board.
Sure.
But it's like this thick.
Yeah.
Like it's a solid one. And it just so happened that if you put that on 2 cinder blocks and angled it down, it was a perfect.
Oh, it went into the garage like perfect. Oh, yeah, sick.
And so that's all I would do was disasters and things like that. I would do blunts a little bit, but I would have to ollie out of it.
Okay.
Because it's just a kicker.
Okay.
So you would kind of go
you're
out
not
and then
back in.
Yeah, and then I'm like, bloop,
yeah,
like, you know. But I was a kid. But yeah, I mean, you can skate anything. That's the crazy thing. You'll if you start skating, you'll literally just be driving around, walking around, and be like, "Oh, that's a nice rail.
Yeah, you'll
that's
see
a nice
things.
gap."
I still get like texts and stuff from all my friends where they'll just send me a picture, and I'm like, "Oh, where is that?"
There's a parking lot right next to my house, right next to the hospital.
Oh,
that has a beautiful. I don't even know what it is. It's way too big for us, but it's like a 12 stair or something.
Yeah, see, when everybody says stuff like that, I'm like, well, that's challenge accepted. Let's go.
Dude,
I'll blow out both my knees to prove you wrong.
But it's beautiful. The handrail's perfect. And I'm like, where's Scheckler when we need him? Or
dude.
Jamie Foy or whatever.
Him doing that.
I want to see somebody hit
Buster Bale, him doing that switch tray down it.
Yeah.
Choo!
So park etiquette, though.
Yes.
Be aware of your surroundings. That's basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
Be aware. Be courteous.
100%.
But at the same time, I do want to say this too. Don't, and it's gotten a lot better than when we were growing up. But don't let people like bully you out of a spot, right? And I'm not saying you got to be mean. Obviously, don't fight anybody. Don't swing. You know, nothing like that. But you have to kind of, again, the reason you're probably getting, quote unquote, bullied out of your line or being able to go is because you're not kind of following what everybody else is doing.
Right.
And that kind of sucks as a skateboarder because the whole idea is independence.
Yeah.
And, you know, being able to do what I want to do. And, you know, when I was in it, it was a very punk movement, a very anti-establishment movement. Yeah. So I don't want to listen to rules. I want to do my own thing. It
was very much the skate and destroy back then. The late 90s, early 2000s was very much the skate and destroy. I mean, parks I went to, you had to throw down to get your area. I remember I tried like forever when we went to Louisville, and
Louisville is awesome.
It is a great park, and I remember I had to elbow it. I feel bad about it to this day. This guy kept snaking my line. And we were trying this airwalk out of this 14-foot bowl. We had a perfect line that we could get up and get air out of it just to flat.
Right.
But me and these two other guys were trying airwalks just to the flat basically. And this guy kept snaking us, and I don't know if he was going for something, but he knew we were going. And I took one for the team, and I just went down, and as I was dropping in, I had elbows up, man, and we both went down. And he didn't snake our line anymore, but I mean, it wasn't the best way to deal with that, but that was also the culture and stuff.
You kind of had to, yeah.
I've also been elbowed too, so.
Right. Nowadays, everybody's way more accepting, and the culture is very much help each other and things like that.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, but back then it was, and I did like one contest ever, like nothing, basically.
Dude, I only did one contest too.
But
I got third.
Nice. I got like not third. But it was just a culture of like there's not enough for everybody. That's kind of what it was. And now that it's gotten so popular, and you know, you can get sponsors, you can be an AM skater or whatever.
Dude,
like,
blow us up. We'll sponsor somebody at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Sponsor us, you know.
Oh, please and thank you.
But yeah, I mean, now it's a culture of help everybody, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get too many people kind of bullying or anything like that. No, and if you do, they're going to be the minority.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody else at the park's going to be like, hey, we don't like that guy.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, there's a lot of I've been at the park when somebody shows up who obviously is there to cause trouble.
Right.
And it's very much everybody else there will weed that person out pretty quickly and get them out of there. We're not messing around. And we're every time I've been to, in the last 5-10 years that I've been at the parks, it 100% has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's we went to Skate Naked in Columbus, and a little girl kind of came in, and it was her goal to drop in. Everybody dropped what they were doing.
Scary.
And went over to her and helped her drop in. And it was, when she finally got it, it took her quite a few tries, but nobody did anything until she got it. And when she did, it was a celebration. And it broke me coming from what we grew up with. That would have never happened. They would have knocked her down until her parents drug her out of there.
Yeah, or they would have been like, "You're a girl, get out of here."
Oh, that's
basically,
also,
you know, it would have started there.
Yeah.
And if they would have let her in, basically, and left her alone, they're probably going to be making fun of her from far away and all this stuff. Yeah. It was bad, guys. It was bad.
It wasn't great.
The good thing, again, is if you're coming into it now, this is the right time. This is when you'll get a lot of support. This is when you can post, like, obviously Twitter and stuff wasn't around back then, but now you can post.
MySpace was.
Right. You can post your very first ollie, and you're going to get a ton of people being like, that's awesome.
That's
like,
amazing.
You know, but, I mean, even if it was 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and you did that, half the people would be like, do something better. Why are you posting this? Like,
do a 900.
Right. Yeah. So it's a good time to get into skating for sure.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm big on that. So there's also been just a ton of stuff going on. The last thing that I wanted to say just about park etiquette before I forget is when you get there and you haven't been there before, tell them. Like, I haven't been here before.
Make friends.
I love this.
Make friends.
Yeah, I've always wanted to learn how to ride a bowl, but I see this park has one. I've never done that before. They'll take you over there and be like, all right, here are the basics you need to know to be able to roll around in this thing. If you have a goal that you want to achieve when you get to a park, you see an obstacle you want to do, ask somebody.
Right.
Most of them are going to show you, hey, I'd go at it this way. What stance are you? I would do this.
Well, and honestly, to that point, I used to have a lot of trouble on quarter pipes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I never really got to a point, which I was done skating basically by the time I was like 14. So I never really had like weight or like strength to kind of do certain things. But even then, I still never got to a point to where I could air out of a quarter pipe.
I still can't. I can early grab, kind of air out.
But my point is, I was always a street skater, ledges, rails, gaps, whatever. So when I first started hitting a quarter pipe, I felt like a novice, even though I was skating, because we didn't have quarter pipes. We didn't have quarter pipes growing up. I didn't hit my first quarter pipe till like 3 or 4 years into skating.
Yeah.
Like, it just wasn't around. The closest decent skate park to us was, I think, Joe's. Was it called Joe's in Columbus?
I don't remember.
And then I think there was
I
a
always
Joe's
rode the flow
too.
in Columbus, so.
The first, I think it was Joe's, burned down, which sucked. We cried about it.
Yeah.
But, I never even hit a quarter pipe until then. And I didn't even know really how to, like, pump or how to, like, even bend my knees trying to hit it or anything.
Or absorb, or, like, how to gain or absorb speed.
Right.
On a quarter pipe.
And I didn't have, there were people around, but I didn't have the confidence. They might have helped. I don't know. At the time, it was kind of a roll of the dice.
No,
whether
it really
they would
was.
Or not.
It was 100% 50-50 if you.
Right.
And
I was like 10 years old. So I'm like, I'm not going to go up to these 20-year-olds and be like, can you help me? They're going to be like,
get away.
Yeah.
Which was sad. It's not that case. It's not the case now.
No.
Like we would love to help anybody. Like if they're like,
Absolutely.
I want to learn how to ollie, it's like, let's go. We're doing it right now.
We've challenged both of our co-hosts in our other shows to ollie, and
oh yeah,
I mean we could get them to ollie in 5 minutes if we wanted.
I bet we could. They could at least get off the ground. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think they could do it
For sure.
Well, also there's been today is a big day for skateboarding, which I want to talk a little bit about that. There's also just a bunch of stuff happening in skateboarding, and we got to talk a little bit about it over here in Skate News.
From around the world, it's the skate news you need to know.
Well, so tons of stuff happening right now. Like I don't know, like all the Solace stuff came out a while ago, but it's like back out. So Red Bull has, it's Scheckler's competition because it's at his park, Ryan Scheckler, and like today they posted like tons of runs.
Right.
But before I'd seen a lot of them, like Ishad Ware's run and.
Is it a replay of it?
I don't know.
I don't think they are. I think
that last year because I didn't see who won last year.
I don't know who won last year. I did see a lot of videos
I thought
last
Felipe
year.
Gustavo was going to take it. His run was the best.
I honestly don't remember at this point. That's another thing you guys will realize watching this show. My memory is worse than a goldfish, and I'm not exaggerating. I cannot remember anything ever, so I apologize. But yeah, I think they're starting to do them every year, and I feel like last year was the first year.
Okay, I never saw
because Scheckler was
into
injured for like 2 or 3 years prior to that.
It was his injuries were big.
Yeah.
But his journey to recovery is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, he's and I know you watched it too on the 9 Club.
The 9 Club one, yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, this was unheard of when we were growing up. First of all, coming off of ACL?
Yes.
Ankles definitely. I think he had some calf issues or Achilles issue in there too or something.
Yep. All surgeries too. They were all surgery worthy.
Was almost impossible to come back to in the 90s. But what he was talking about with his like recovery, how he actually lifts weights and stays in shape and cardio.
We'll cover that on here at some point. I've watched. I found a great video on what exercises you should be doing to keep your.
And I know Nyjah does it. I know every high level pro skater now is very
training.
fit. Yeah,
strength
and
training.
Dude, in the 90s, you'd be.
No, you chug a beer and then you drop in.
Right. It's like Mike Vallely was the only person to ever lift up weights in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and he was wild.
It's Vallely, by the way.
Vallely, whatever.
Yeah. I remember it's not Vallely because he said it. There was that final one of the final episodes of Viva La Bam.
Yep.
Where they staged that big fight between him and Bam.
I'll always say Vallely.
It's Vallely.
And
it's Mike V.
Mike V, yeah. I remember my buddy, this is kind of off topic, but about pronouncing stuff right. My buddy that I went to his house after school and stuff, this was when Etnies first started coming out.
I love Etnies so much.
Yeah, it's what I'm wearing.
Well, we're not right now.
Yeah. But, and I specifically remember... Dude, again, and I have to keep preferencing this. We were like 8 or 9. We were kids. We were dumb.
You're supposed to pronounce things wrong.
Well, yeah, and he always said "antinnies." That's what he said, "antinnies."
Antinnies.
And I remember somebody made fun of him at school about it, and it's like, dude, it's etnies.
Yeah.
And he blamed me and said. He's the one that told me it was like that. And I'm like, no, it's always been Etnies. What are you talking about?
Wow.
And yeah, dude.
That's a rift.
Yeah. And it caused some tension, bro.
I would say.
On the playground. And dude, I'm not even joking. On the playground.
Oh.
Yeah.
I believe it. Because, I mean, especially being called out, it's like, especially on something that you know. And I know those feelings.
Even now, to be honest with you, a lot of this stuff I don't know because I was so young and never really like paid attention. Like ES, is that S?
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was going to be part of like the history we were going to do.
And then there's what's
that.
What's the one that starts with
I thought
D?
It was S. It starts with D.
It's like 2 or 3 letters.
Is it not? No. What is it?
Shoot.
DKL? No, that's not it.
No.
I don't remember either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's like you can say
I just
it.
Lost it.
And it's a word, man. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do some left-hand typing.
I don't remember, but Also, like, if you haven't been watching that, it's all on YouTube. It's a Red Bull thing, but basically what it is, you go
DVS.
Oh yeah, DVS.
So is it DVS or Devious?
To me, it's always been DVS.
That's
I owned
what I
one
thought
pair
too.
of DVS shoes.
That's what I always thought too.
And people say it's devious.
I don't know. But that's my point. I don't know. I don't know. But I never knew these
DGK
things.
was the one I was thinking of.
DGK, okay.
Yeah, DVS. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I had one pair of them. I didn't like them.
We have to go over fashion at some point.
Oh, we will.
The Osiris, that's the one thing that we can agree on.
Huge.
I hate Osiris.
I didn't like them, but they
hated
were huge.
Yeah, I hated them.
Dude, you're gonna have to watch that mini doc that they had on YouTube about all that too.
Yeah.
It's so funny. The two guys who came up with it, like they're fighting like hard.
Oh my God.
I came up with it. No, I came with it. I'm like, guys, they suck anyways. Stop
Right?
it.
Who cares?
But yeah, the contest is you get into Sheckler's Park for what? It's is it
See, it
so
used to
many
be-
hours? I think you're in there for so many hours, and you have to get your best 45-second line.
Right. But see, this time, and I've only watched Deshaun's this year, it wasn't timed.
It was
Like-
up there, but they didn't emphasize it like they did.
So, but there was a timer
There
on
was
the
a
wall
timer.
counting
I
down.
saw it in the.
Okay.
I can't. Mariana.
never saw-
Mariana. I don't remember her last name. I think she rides for Primitive, but she.
I
run.
saw her part come out too.
It was okay.
I didn't watch it.
It is all right, but on hers, I saw the timer was going.
Okay.
And there was
I
a
didn't
guy
see
there
it for
pointing
Deshaun.
and
I'm like,
saying-
are they just giving him now? Like maybe it was just too stressful to
No,
try
he
to
had
get
because even at the end of Deshaun's, he's like, you got 55 seconds left. Because when
Well-
he was going for the switch
Oh
laser.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
No, it was just a
Yeah.
laser. It wasn't a switch laser. Excuse me.
But before that, he did the run, and he was like, "Well, that was about 60 seconds," and it's like, well, because he took that big break and
Yeah.
everything like that. I'm like, okay, so they're at least still doing the 45-second run.
Right. He was trying to figure out, what he could cut or what he needed to add or.
But
what
I
he needed to
never
go faster.
saw the timer on the wall, and I didn't pick up that they mentioned it. So I was like, maybe they're just not timing it this year.
They did. I did check that out. They are timing it, so that's awesome. Tonight is the finals of
Battle at the Barracks.
Battle at the Barracks, man.
Wow.
It's a game of skate that they do at the Barracks. This is the 12th one they've done.
It's getting bigger and bigger every year.
Bigger
It kind
and
of
bigger,
started
man.
as just kind of a thing, and now I think P-Rod was talking about it. I don't know if you watched the interview of him.
I didn't watch I watched the one with P-Rod and I watched the one with Jamie Griffin.
Jamie Griffin, I think he's gonna win this.
I
year. We'll
hope
see.
we're fingers crossed, people. Jamie Griffin's gonna come
He's
out with
so
it. I mean,
talented.
obviously this is coming out after it.
He's
but
so talented.
we'll probably have a whole episode just recapping this battle at the Barracks because it's unbelievable.
Well, what I was saying, I think it was P-Rod that mentioned it, like how these used to just be kind of fun competitions that you do every year, and now he's like basically training for it, like being like, okay, this is a serious, more or less comp. There's no money or anything in it.
No,
but
nothing. They get a trophy.
you get a banner.
He said they're
getting rings.
Yeah, he said they're getting rings this year. Yeah,
and he's doing it for all of them. Oh,
that's so cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Steve Barra, the GOAT.
Very much so. But yeah, that's kind of. There's probably tons more news and stuff, and
Yes.
I think we might devote some specific episodes to some news that's happenings.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have a lot of time left to cover some stuff, so we like to cover anything that we missed that we wanted to talk about on the backside.
Backside. Do backside.
It's the backside.
So
Killing the bumper game, bro.
it's fun.
I like it. I also closed the timer because I'm an idiot.
Well, we just have a couple more things that I wanted to share. I had a few things like skateboarding related that came up on different Instagram accounts that aren't skateboarding accounts that I thought was
Okay.
awesome. This first one, this dude is bonkers and just does big head slides on a
Whoa.
helmet like across the street.
That's
and down the
awesome.
street.
Do you think he
on
waxes
his head.
Does he wax the helmet?
I didn't see any of that, but you would have to think.
You almost have to. He's
But-
probably got to have does he have a metal plate on the top or
I
anything?
don't know. I couldn't. I didn't loop it like a ton, but it looks like he's got something on the top, almost like
Like a skid plate?
yeah,
almost?
like the gloves that they have for like longboarders.
Do you remember? Oh, maybe it's like the bottom of one of those skate shoes. You remember those? What is it?
Soaps?
Soapies?
Soaps.
Yeah.
There's still
That's the cool version of the Healy. Okay.
there's still one person who is sponsored by soap out there.
Oh my God,
Again,
who's that?
Another
You know?
YouTube documentary.
Okay.
I don't remember his name, but he's like the last guy, and he's bonkers, man. He's a riot to watch. But yeah, soaps, man. Shout out soaps. They were great.
That's an awesome video, though.
I thought that was just bonkers. This dude just sliding around on his head. The next one. Okay, this one we have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
How many spins? This is a big spin.
Oh, okay, big spin.
It's like a bigger spin because he goes 360. See, he goes 360, not 180. But his board, I'm pretty sure, is a 900.
Yeah. So that's what, a 720 big spin?
I don't know.
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it spins 900.
Yeah, but with the big spin, 180's included in that, right?
I don't remember.
So it'd be a 720 big spin.
I don't know, but it's bonkers. This guy just
Let's see what
spins
the
that
comments
board.
say.
What did they say?
Well, this says 900.
Yeah,
but that's their caption. They don't know what they're talking about.
No.
Most of these people probably don't know what they're talking about. Tell Tony Hawk to add that to the truck bag. Okay, first of all,
sure.
Tony could do that in his sleep, bro.
Yeah,
even with the shattered femur.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, clearly these comments, people don't know what
they have no idea what they're talking about. That was also another not skateboarding page or anything. So if it pops back up on somebody else's, this was recent too. So if it pops up on somebody else's, maybe they'll break it down or something.
Yeah, I would say the board does a 900, but I would think that would be a 720 big spin then, right?
Okay, I really don't know.
But then if it's because then there's like the bigger
spin. Yeah,
and
he's doing a bigger spin. Look, he goes all the way around. It's not a he does
a 360.
Yeah, watch.
Oh, he does.
See?
Oh, so what's that? A 720 bigger spin?
Yeah, it's something.
I don't know,
but I thought the 900 was part of it. We're gonna have to learn all this.
Yeah, I don't see. But that's the cool thing about skating is
we could watch this forever and just keep speculating.
Yeah, there's honestly like when it comes to like even first of all, why do people hate pressure flips? I don't know why people hate
I don't know, and why it's like everybody hates Costin for it.
Everybody hates pressure flips and double flips, and I've never understood it.
I remember the first time shout out to Eric Biddle. I remember the first time Eric Biddle landed a double kickflip and we all flipped out.
Dude,
we thought it was amazing.
Yeah, personally it's awesome. But anytime they do it in Battle of the Barracks, there's like a little groan of like,
yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like,
especially double heel flips. How in the world do you get it to flip that fast on a heel flip? I don't understand it at all.
But my whole point is skateboarding comes down to literally like millimeters.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that actually when we're talking about like assembling a board and stuff.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to that stuff, actual literal millimeters.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez, I can't talk tonight. But when it comes to difference of like a hard flip or like a pressure flip or even if you're like an inward heel flip, they're all extremely close tricks. And it's just a slight angle or it turns a different way. So, like, when it comes to this, I mean, yeah, we could talk about this forever.
Yeah, it's
because
bonkers.
we could
I don't know
say,
how he gets it to spin that fast.
Check this out. This isn't wrong. We could say a 900 shove body varial.
Yeah, that's also
you could say that.
Yeah.
That's I'm sure not the right way to say it.
Nope, but I mean, you could call.
But if you said that to any skater, they'd be able to picture what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. They'd know what you're talking about if you had to describe it. All right, this last video.
This looks wild.
This is hilarious. This is a guy who's got chains that he's got on his head. They're weight chains on a weightlifting helmet and a weightlifting belt. He's got chains around his waist, chains around his left arm. He's holding a sword. There's chains all over his board, and he does this.
Tray flip.
It's bonkers. He kickflips it.
Kickflip? Okay.
He kickflips the board that's covered in chains.
I was going to say, I actually give it more respect after I see the kickflip because that proves to me how heavy those chains are.
Oh, yeah.
Those are real chains.
Yes.
Wow.
100%. He's...
I do want to say, too, I know I keep mentioning our other shows. I say it in another show all the time. # watch the video.
Right.
This is very important. At least for this show, to be on YouTube.
Yeah, you'll want to see a lot of this.
You'll want to see a lot of the clips, the breakdowns, and things like that. Obviously, audio is going to be available too, but This is a video podcast primarily.
Dude, he doesn't even like heel scrape at the back to like keep himself up. He's all bored.
I was gonna critique the landing, but I can't, man.
Yeah.
Also, the teardrop quads, bro.
Yeah.
The teardrop quads. He didn't land bolts. He landed very nose and tail.
Yeah. Well, because he's got chain.
Yeah,
everywhere.
I was gonna say. I mean,
chain is over the bolts pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he's got things over his eyes basically.
How many tries? How do you think?
I think if he can kickflip that well, no, I'm thinking third try. I'll give him third try.
That's awesome, though. He just
that
looks
is awesome.
So hilarious.
That's amazing. That might go in the thumbnail, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's great.
I got creative control on that.
All right, so
that's awesome.
That's episode 1, people.
We did it.
Thanks for checking it out. Obviously, make sure you. Well, there's a big thing right here. So right now, we got a giveaway.
Woo!
I got one of the boards that was kind of given to me to give away.
Yes.
I got a creature board here. I think it's an 825. It might be an 85. It's gripped already. It's a sweet board. Hasn't been ridden.
Yes.
Very nice. But we want to give that away to one of you.
Yes.
So if what you need to do is Adam, tell them what they need to do. I knew you would need to do that.
The what we're gonna do is again give it away. Give it away now. Shout out Red Hot Chili Peppers. If you're younger than us, you probably don't get that. But all you got to do, guys, is subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a comment on this episode.
Yes.
We're going to give them to, what did we say, the 30th or the 1st?
Midnight on the 1st,
Midnight on the 1st,
yes.
Which I think is next Friday. So when this comes out, it's a week from then. Go to our YouTube, subscribe, comment either what you thought of the show.
Just a comment, because that's the only way we can tell the names and stuff that we're going to have to put in the hat.
Yeah, because I hate YouTube for this reason, but sometimes when you guys subscribe, we don't get a notification. Our subscriber count will go up, but we won't physically see who it was.
Right.
So the best idea for you guys to be entered in is to comment anything you want. Comment that you subscribed. Comment that you hate the show.
Yeah.
Comment that Adam's way uglier than BJ, because we all know
it's the other way around.
It's cool.
But Adam's beard is better than BJ's. There's so many things you can say.
Yeah. I mean, we could. Yeah, you can. That's a good one. I might put your name in the hat twice for that one.
Ooh.
But yeah, guys, please subscribe. Please comment. We just created a Twitter as well.
Yes.
At Skate Mansfield. I think we're gonna do an Instagram.
We're
soon.
getting an Instagram. It's not running yet. I was hoping I could just switch mine over, because all I have is skateboarding stuff on mine. So I thought I could just call it Skate Mansfield and run it that way, but it wouldn't let me. So I'll do another one. So we'll have the Instagram. We'll have that. We have a Facebook group. You can stay there. You can check us out on there, obviously.
I wanted to mention too about the group. The group's already awesome.
Yeah.
Because I like that it's a group, because it gives people it's like a community. We basically pushed it out today. Right. Because we announced the show today and pushed it out to a lot of different people, and it was really cool to response, because there was like 3 or 4 posts in the group already saying, hey, this is awesome, or hey, I remember skating in Mansfield.
Yeah, a lot of I remember this.
Yeah, and it's cool. That's kind of why we're doing this, to bring the community together. If you've ever skated, you know how close the skate culture is.
Yeah.
And we just kind of want to bring that vibe, that family, family whatever vibe, however you want to say it, to Mansfield, to our friends, our family, everything to you guys. Even if you're not in Mansfield, you're part of the family. But that's why we're doing this, guys. So subscribe, comment, all that stuff.
Also, I have a GoFundMe right now that's specifically for me. The money goes towards me buying boards to give out to people. I've given out 8 complete skateboards already to people who did not have, or I saw that had a Walmart board. I gave Adam
one of them.
He kept saying, I can't, I don't have the money, I can't get a board. And I just showed up and I'm like, here's your board, we're skating.
Right.
So
and guess what I did? Almost landed a kickflip.
It was close. It was a good one too. Yeah.
I'm so fat.
So if you want to, you can check out my GoFundMe. I think it's just called Skateboard Donations, but we'll have links to it.
Yes.
Another big thing about it is I did start they call it the Academy at Crossroads Community Church, where They allowed me to. It's kind of what kickstarted everything. One day I just said, if I don't do something, I'll never do anything with skateboarding, and I want to bring this to as many people as I can. So I called up somebody I knew there. I said, I got to do something with skateboarding. They're like, okay, this is where I can plug you in now. Happened to be this academy. I only had I ended up with 5 kids, I think, in the group, but they have come to me and said how excited they love skateboarding now. Their parents have come to me, have just been, wow, thank you. My kid loves skateboarding now. I thank you for doing this and taking the time. I've been able to go to parks with them. I've been able to give out boards at the park to kids that they knew that wanted to learn. So that's what my GoFundMe is about, is getting skateboards in kids' hands or anybody's hand. If you're in your 30s and you want to get back into skateboarding but you can't afford a board right now, hit me up.
Right.
Put it in the comments or hit us up in that community over at the Facebook group. We'll get you a board.
Right.
You will skate. We want to do more longboarding stuff. There will be, it isn't officially announced yet, but hopefully on August 4th, we will be renting out Skate Naked for 3 hours. It's not 100% yet. More details to come, and we'll put that in all of our stuff. But there's a lot of big things coming. The original idea for all of this, and Adam pushed me into the video of the podcast and everything to make this even better and bigger.
That's what I do, baby.
We want a skate park in Mansfield. We want them to put concrete down in Lexington Skate Park. Once we have a big enough community that we can approach them with and say, this is our community. This is what you'll see if we get a park. This is how, these are the good things that will come because of it. And none of this is perfect. My GoFundMe isn't perfect. The skate community, the podcast, all that isn't perfect, but we had to do something. Yeah. And we want to make this bigger and better. And that we need you. Yeah.
And I do want to commend you about this too, because I know you're not getting kind of the credit. I mean, you are a little bit, but you're not getting as much credit as you deserve, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm a very individual person. I think that's fair to say. I'm a loner in a lot of aspects. But when BJ approached me about skating, or we got to do something with this, he was talking about doing the classes and everything like that. I mean, immediately I was like, this is a great idea. I want to help out any way I can. And we kind of came up with this idea, which is like the only thing I'm kind of good at. But
he's good at it.
But I want to give you props, because there's nobody, well, I don't want to say nobody, but there's not many people in this town in general trying to bring people together. And I think this is a very positive way to bring people together. Positive, good influence. You're like, I mean, you're kind of like the best person I've ever met. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No.
And I'm at the very opposite end of that spectrum, so I have a lot to learn from you, and I look forward to it. But
I'll take you on that journey.
But I just want to let you guys know you are in great hands with this guy, and then I'm gonna be there for like a little bit of fun gigglies.
No. We need him. We need him.
But this is gonna be awesome, guys. This is strictly for the community. This is for the kids. This is for the parents that want to get back into it, or even show their kids, whatever. This is for you guys.
I've also run into a lot of people that are like our age or older, and they're like, I remember the feeling that I got skateboarding. Right. How can I help? Right. I don't skate anymore. I can't do anything. What can I do? Well, you can support the podcast. You can support the GoFundMe to get boards in other kids' hands. Right. I mean, the potential... this isn't 100% yet either, but we might be able to put a half pipe, get a half pipe for the fall semester for the group. Yep. And it might be inside, so we don't have to worry about weather. Yep. So the group might be able to grow bigger. And that was my biggest setback with the group this time, is like it was all hodgepodge, and I had to throw stuff together real quick. Like, I didn't get to teach kids to drop in. I could have taught all these kids to drop in. They could have excelled even more. So that's... hopefully we'll get there, but any donations to that go directly into that. I show everything that I get along the way, all the boards that I've bought, all the boards that I've given away. I haven't taken pictures of, like, I feel I'm not going to...
We do need to document more. We need to get better at that.
But I feel weird. I'm not taking pictures of people's kids and posting them online.
That's
you know what I mean?
True. That's
so
fair.
The only other way I thought about it was having them maybe hold the board up over their face and take their picture or something.
You can always put, like, the cheesy, like, emoji
the thing over their face.
But
yeah, I thought about that too. But we'll try to be more diligent.
Maybe
we
could put the podcast logo over their face.
Ooh,
or
even
something.
better.
Yeah,
That's
like that.
perfect. That's what we're gonna do. I'll get better at
we
that
got
then.
ideas, guys. We got ideas, and they're not thought out yet. So this is gonna be a fun ride. Stick with us. Comment, subscribe, go follow everywhere.
Ask us about any of these videos, any of this stuff. Do you like the set? Do you hate the set? Do you like us? Do you hate us?
If you want to be on, let us know.
Ooh,
if you have segment ideas, we do have an email address, skatemansfield@gmail.com.
Yes.
Hit us with ideas. If you need a board, whatever it's open communication from us to the community.
Check the description. We'll have all this in there. But I guess there's only one thing left to do, huh?
Go for it.
Go skate.